Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row, joined today by Matt Golis of the new fantasy website DraftMates. Lettermen Row is going to have a league. It's an awesome, easy app, fun to play every week. One-day fantasy, but with a twist. Matt, pretty exciting to see this new site going.
Great, yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Tell me where the idea came from to put this together.
Yeah, I just really did some research around the fantasy industry, realized that number one, the daily fantasy experience tended to be a lot harder than it needed to be, and also the fact that about 80% of the time people were losing real money, right? And so it's not fun to lose real cash. It's also not fun to lose with people you don't even know. So why not be able to have an easier way to play with your friends, play with people you do know? And the original idea was just, hey, make it easy to play with your friends. Instead of playing for cash, why don't you just play for bragging rights, where you can kind of brag about how you won and you lost, or to play to actually benefit a nonprofit. And so we got the idea of making it super easy for people to designate which nonprofit they wanted to benefit if they won when they played with their friends. And that was sort of the original idea. What it sort of has morphed into now, which is really cool, is nonprofit organizations that actually want to use it as a way to fundraise. So a way for them to connect with their donors. Say, this is a much cooler way to make a donation because you're just picking a lineup. Instead of you're winning cash, you get the pride and really the great feeling of having made a donation, but you get to play fantasy, which is cool. You get to track your progress, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, I think what's really cool about it is that, as you mentioned, play for free or play for charity, which is a new sort of idea in this space.
Yep.
How has been the feedback from those companies? How easy is it to set up and get going?
Oh, it's super easy. I mean, literally, we designed it in a way where you literally from just your phone, you can just invite your phone contacts. You can share a link on social media. So it's super easy for you to invite your friends into play. And then in terms of picking a lineup, it's like 30 seconds. I mean, people spend hours deliberating in that salary cap mindset of, if I take Le'Veon Bell, do I have to, actually you can't take Le'Veon Bell anymore. Now you take James Conner, which means I have to take a wide receiver at this position. This is so much easier. It's really designed that even people that don't even like sports can do it. And I think that's where we're going to actually bring in a much bigger pool of casual sports fans, that we're not the types that wanted to do fantasy in the past, but see it as, hey, if I can play with friends, I can make a donation. I don't even have to know the players. Yeah. This is a super easy way to do it.
How much time and debate went into, we want to set up the fantasy game this way as opposed to maybe, I don't know, other places, other sites that already existed do these games with thousands of players to look at?
Yeah, no, I mean, we studied a lot of different models for how people do it. Most of the experiences are extremely cumbersome to put together. Some of the cool things that we're doing that actually season-long fantasy people love. So for instance, we do 2 quarterbacks. There's no fantasy sports platform, particularly for daily fantasy, that does 2 quarterbacks. We also have this cool concept of a wild card, where anybody who's outside the top 10 for any position, you can pick, and that is what makes everyone's lineups unique. So even though it's effectively a pick-em style of selecting one of the top 5 quarterbacks, top 5 running backs, etc., you always are going to have a unique lineup because you can pick somebody out of the top 10 at any position other than quarterback to make your lineup unique. So
do you have a way that you normally set up your lineup every week?
Not really. I mean, I actually do a little bit of research because I consider myself a hobbyist myself. But no, I mean, I've talked with a lot of people. I've actually asked my kids. I said, hey, do you like? Oh no, I like Tom Brady's cuter than Aaron Rodgers, so take him. So yeah, it's not a very scientific approach, but that's the cool thing about it is it's accessible. You don't have to be the type that does a ton of research. It can be something where even, again, your friends and family, people that don't even like football can do. We're all making a donation. If you play for a cause, why not?
And if it doesn't work, you can just try a different one next week.
That's exactly right. You can try a different method. You can, yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing about it is that you don't even have to necessarily play every week. So if you don't play for a cause each week, you just pick the weeks that you do play. A lot of people are worried, oh, if I commit to playing, do I have to actually play this next week? Yeah, you don't have to. It's only the weeks you're around.
Yeah, but we're going to have some tips on that every week on lettermenrow.com. We're going to have our own league set up at DraftMates. We can't wait to get it started. It's Matt Golis who's got that company going. We're really excited about it here in Columbus. You can play along with us. We're going to try and get the Lettermen to compete with you guys. We'll see if we can throw some other prizes out there, maybe some T-shirts as we go along. But it's going to benefit charity, or you can play for free. A bunch of different options. Yep. Really excited. So stay tuned for that right here at lettermenrow.com.